Hello students, today we'll start a new chapter, that is chapter number 7, factorization. Okay, so when we see the name of the chapter, it reveals with the word factor. So let's see what is it first. I'll write here factor. I'll divide here 12 by 2. 2, 6, 12. Now I get remainder 0. Let me show you another division. When 15 is divided by 2, what we get? Let us see. 2, 7, 14. Then I get remainder 1. Here what happened? Remainder is 0. But in the second case, remainder is not 0. As the remainder is 0, this divisor 2 is a factor of 12. But for the second case, this divisor 2 is not a factor of 15, as the remainder is not 0. And this is all about factor. I hope you'll know the meaning of a factor. So now, what is the meaning of factorization? Factorization is the process of expressing a given number or any algebraic expression as a product of two or more factors. So let's see what is it. Let me write here 2. 2 can be written as 2 into 3. So here what I'm doing now, we all know that 2 is a factor of 6, 3 is a factor of 6. So that means 6 equal to what? 2 into 3. So here what I do is, I express this 6 as the product of 2 and 3. Simply this is factorization. But in this chapter number 7, we'll be studying about the factorization of algebraic expressions. Okay, let's see here. Let me write here x, and let me write here x plus y. We're going to find the product of this. I'm going to multiply x and x plus y whole. Let's see how is it. X into x, we have x square. Plus into plus, we have plus. X into y, we have xy. I have done the multiplication of x and x plus y. So here in this case, what happened? If I give you this x square plus xy, definitely you will be able to write x into x plus y. Later on we'll study how to find all this, but as of now what I'm saying is, as we get x square plus xy from the multiplication of x and x plus y whole, I'm sure you will be able to get x into x plus y from x square plus xy. This process of expressing or writing a given expression, here given expression means this one, is a product of two or more factors. Here what I do, I express this expression as the product of two factors, x and x plus y. This process is what we call factorization. And in the later part, we'll be learning about different types of factorization. Before we start exercise, we'll be learning about one thing, that is common factor. So let us understand the meaning of common factor very carefully. We have to be very thorough with this, because this is going to be very important even for your higher classes and all. Let me write here two numbers. This is 6 and this is 9. Now let us find the factors of 6. Factors of 6 means those numbers that can divide 6. We all know that 1 is a factor of 6, fine. 2 is a factor of 6. 3 is a factor of 6. And again, 6 is a factor of 6 itself. So for 6, what happened? We have 4 factors. 1, 2, 3 and 6. And don't forget, 1 is the factor for every number. And what about 9? We can write here 1, we can write here 3, and we can write here 9. So here for 9 we have 3 factors. 1, 3 and 9. And what about 6? We have 4 factors. 1, 2, 3 and 6. Okay, so what are the common factors for this 6 and 9? Factor which is common. Okay, fine. 1 is the common factor because 1 is a factor of 6, 1 is a factor of 9. So 1 is common. And what about 2? Even though 2 is a factor of 6, this 2 is not a factor of 9. So 2 is not a common factor. And what about 3? 3 is a factor of 6. At the same time, 3 is a factor of 9. Therefore, 3 is again a common factor. What about 6? 6 is a factor of 6, but 6 is not a factor of 9. Therefore, 6 is not a common factor. So, for these two numbers, 6 and 9, what are the common factors? The common factors are 1 and 3. So, you should know this meaning. The meaning of what? Common factor. So, let me write here. Common factors of 6 and 9 are 1 and 3. Okay, now let's begin exercise 7.1. Factorize. The first question is twice a plus 14. One expression is given to you, that is twice a plus 14, and we have to express this as a product of two or more factors. That means we have to factorize it. Okay, so when we see the question, how many terms are there? We have only two terms. The terms are twice a and plus 14. Fine. Okay, let's see here. Solution. Twice a plus 14. So, as it is the first question, let me elaborate. Let me explain you properly and give your attention here. This is twice a. Twice a. If I give you 2 and a, and if you multiply, what you'll get? I'm sure you'll be getting here twice a. That means this twice a can be written as 2 into a. So forget about 1. I'll just leave it 1 because 1 is a factor for all the numbers. Okay. And what about this 14? This 14 can be written as, definitely, if you factorize this 14, you'll be getting here 2, 7, 14. So 2 and then here 7. Okay. So for this twice a, the factors are 2 and a. And what about 14? The factors are 2 and 7. Do you observe, do you find any common factor here? Factor which is common. I find here 2 and even I find here 2. That means 2 is a common factor. And any other factor which is common? No. So we'll write in this way. First I'll write here 2. And then after writing this 2, what we have now? From twice a, we have here a. This a will be written here. What sign do we have now? We have plus here. Then what about 14? This 2 is a common factor we have written here. And then remaining is 7. Now we have done the factorization. Why I'm saying we have completed the factorization? Because I expressed this as a product of its factors. After this we can't do anything. So this process of expressing a given expression as the product of two or more factors, that is what we call factorization. We'll move to the next question. We have the question here. Thrice a square plus 12a. Even in this question we have two terms. The first term is thrice a square and the second term is 12a. So first let me write the first term here. Thrice a square. So first let us factorize this 3. 3 means it will be just 3, 1, 3 only. Okay, fine. So this is just 3 only. I'll just leave this one. A squared. If you multiply a and a, what you will get now? You will be getting here a squared. So in place of this a squared, you can write a into a. In the exam, you don't need to show all these things. But for now, let me just teach you in this way so that you can understand better. And what about the next expression? Sorry, next term. This is 12a. If we factorize 12, what you will get? 2, 6. Then here 2, 3. So in place of this 12, you can write 2 into 2 into 3. We have just a here. So you write here a. Okay. Now, next thing what we have to do? We have to identify the factors which is common. That means we have to find the common factors. I find here 3 from this thrice a square, and even from this 12a I find here 3. What does it mean? It means that a is a common, 3 is a common factor. So let me just write here once. 3 is a common factor. What about a? I find here a. Again I find here a. This a is common. Next, what do we have now? We have another a, but there is no more a. 3 is common. A is again common, but even though there is A, there is no other A here. So the only common factors are 3 and A. Okay, let's start the solution now. Thrice A square plus 12A. So what are the common factors now? We have 3 and A. So thrice A. Now let us put the bracket. From thrice A square, if I remove these 3 and A, what do we get now? You have here A plus, even from this 12A, from this 12A, what happened if I remove this thrice A? Thrice A. What do we have now? We have 2 into 2. 2 into 2 means nothing but there is 4. So I'm going to write here 4. Now we have completed the factorization. We have the next question, that is 4m square plus 16m. Okay, let's see how is it. Even in this question we have how many terms? 2 terms. The first term is 4m square and the second term is 16m. Okay, of course 4 is a common factor, but I won't do in that way. Let me show you elaborately. If you factorize 4, I'm sure you'll be getting here 4 means 2 into 2. So let me write here 2 into 2. And what about this m square? M square means m into m. So let me write here m into m. What about 16? If you factorize 16, you'll be getting 2, 8, 16, 2, 4, 8, 2, 2, 4. We have 2 how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. And we have just here m. So single m here. Okay, fine. Let us identify what are the factors which is common. First, let us see. We have here 2. And again we have here 2. That means these 2 is a common factor. Again we have here 2. And again we have here 2. That means again this 2 is a common factor. Okay, next let us see once. Still we have 2 here. We have factors 2 here, but there is no other 2 here. So we'll just leave it. And what about this m? We have here m and again we have here m. Here one more m, but there is no another m. So the common factors are these 2, and this m. So let's see once. These 2 is a common factor, okay, and again this 2 is a common factor, and again m is the common factor. So if you multiply this 2 into 2, we have here 4, then 4m. So what we can conclude here is 4m is the common factor. So solution now. 4m square plus 16m. So from these 2 given terms, from these 2 terms we have common factor 4m. So I'm going to write here 4m. Now what are the things to be written inside? Let's see. From 4m square and from 16m, we have identified the common factors. 2, 2m, these 2, 2m. So let me rub the common factors only. These 2 let me rub, these 2 let me rub, this m let me rub. This also let me wipe out, this also, and again this also. And here, from 4m square, we have just m here. So this m let me write here. We have plus here now. And what about this? From 16m, after removing the common factors, I have just here 2 into 2. 2 into 2 means we have 4. So I'm going to write here 4. Now we have completed the factorization of this question number C. Now we are coming to question D. In this question D, we have 5m square n plus 10m. Even here we have 2 different terms. We have 2 terms here. Okay, so let me write here 5m square n, and other term is 10m. So 5 means that is nothing but 1 into 5. So let me just write here 5 only. M square means this is m into m. I have to write here 2 times because the power is 2. So here m into m, and next we have n. Then I'll write here n. What about 10m? 10 means we can write 2 into 5. So let me write here 2 into 5, and this is just m only. I'll write here m. Okay, now we are going to identify what are the factors which are in common to both of them. To both of them means to both the terms. I find here 5. I find here 5. So this 5 is a common factor. Okay, even though there is 2, in case of this 10m, there is no 2 in the first term. So 2 is not a common factor. Now I find here again, this is m and this is m. So here the common factors are 5 and this m. Okay, so let's start the solution. 5m squared n plus 10m. So from here, what is the common factor? We have the common factor, this 5m. So I'll write here 5m. So what are the things? What are the terms to be written inside this bracket? Okay, let me wipe out the common factors. Here 5, here 5, here m, here m. So the remaining is m into n. M into n means you can just write m n. So I will write here m n plus. From here, what do we have now? We have just 2. So I will write here 2. So this is how we have done the factorization. I want you to watch the video properly, and for any doubt, for any clarification, you always can call me, you can WhatsApp me, and you're always welcome for that. Thank you so much, and we'll see you.